Welcome and thank you for joining us today. We have another versus battle. We're going toe to toe with Comodo Secure Internet Free versus Bitdefender Free. I thought I'll put these two side by side and see how well they fare. We got a bunch of new malware samples we're going to execute with our trusty little script. But for Comodo on the left, let's quickly have a look at the settings. Open up the advanced settings. We've also noticed for the videos out on YouTube testing the Comodo products, a lot of the YouTube viewers that do know Comodo complained or just pointed out their opinion is with default not all the security settings are enabled. I'm not sure why Comodo does this. I also feel they need to enable more settings when you install it, because not a lot of people would know where to change it. So I also feel Comodo needs to change it. So for those who also follow our videos, you guys know that we test all products on maximum settings to purely test malware. It's not always ideal in certain environments to run maximum settings, so we are aware of it, but this channel is about testing malware. So for the real-time scan, everything is enabled. We've also used heuristic scanning on high. Firewall is enabled. We made it to block request. Enabled all the protocols. I know when you enable a lot on the firewall, it might slow down the internet a bit, but at least you gain more protection. HIPS is enabled. This is disabled by default, but we've enabled it. Put it on block request. And adaptive resources. Containment is enabled. We've selected to run it automatically on container. It's just going to be too tedious to select all the pop-ups every time. File rating is enabled. Virus scope is enabled with the two recognizers, and script analysis, we've enabled all the scripts. By default, not all of this is enabled. We've enabled all of this because we've got experience with Comodo, so we know how to configure it. But for those who are not, you can look at this video, configure it the way that we did, or just maybe select more pop-ups if you want. A lot of this is not going to give you a lot of pop-ups. So that's Comodo settings in a nutshell. We're just going to disable real-time shield so that we can extract the malware. Okay, antivirus is disabled. Just disable virus scope. Let's just double check Defender, because I know Defender enables when you disable Comodo. So if you are one of the users where you're more like a power user or advanced user, you want a free antivirus but has a couple of settings that you can play with and tweak, then Comodo might be your, or at least one of your top choices that you can look into. It's got a lot of features for free that some vendors you need to pay for. So with the free version you do get quite a lot of Comodo, and you've got advanced settings. So if that is your cup of tea, then Comodo might be for you. Okay, so today we've got 1,652 malware samples. We're going to execute that via our dedicated script. Okay, I'm just going to extract the malware. This vendor. Okay, so the extraction is going to take some time. So Bitdefender on the right. For those who know Bitdefender Free Edition, there's nothing you can change on it. It's install it and leave it type of antivirus. It did actually do an update now. Yeah, 2 minutes ago it did an update, so it's up to date. You can only enable or disable the protection, that's it. You can make a couple of exclusions, but there are no other security things that you can play with, modify. So if you're one of those users, you're not an advanced user or power user, you don't want to fiddle, don't have the knowledge, you just want something that works and protects you, then Bitdefender might be for you. You install it and you leave it, and that's it, and it will do the rest. same amount of samples. I'm gonna extract them. So far I know Defender does not enable itself when Bitdefender is disabled. And the extraction process is done. I had to re-extract on Comodo as Defender enabled itself and removed some of the malware, so I just had to redo the extraction. There's one less malware on the Comodo one. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to do the extraction just for one malware. I know with Comodo, if I'm going to enable the real-time protection, it's got a good chance that it's going to start removing the malware. So I just want to enable Bitdefender first. Okay, so Bitdefender is enabled. I'm going to enable Comodo. As soon as I enable Comodo, I'm going to immediately start the process, as I know Comodo is going to start removing the malware. And I think let the battle begin, guys, between Comodo free and Bitdefender free. Let me just run this in containment so it can't kill my script. Okay, so we're going to open up Process Explorer. Comodo can run in the meantime because I know it's going to be the slowest. Okay guys, I'm going to let these scans run. I'm going to open up Task Manager and Process Explorer for both of them. If anything interesting happens, I'll show you guys the results, what happened. But if nothing funny or strange happens, I'm just going to run it until the end of the test and show you guys the results. Comodo virus scoped gave me a pop-up. I said ignore because it was picking up that my script was suspicious, and obviously I didn't want virus scope to kill it, so I just said it must ignore it. So that's the one ignore I did for virus scope. But for all these other virus scopes here, I'll select clean. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys, that virus scope did pick up my script as malicious, which is a good thing because it's picking up that is executing a bunch of malware. But I just hit on ignore so the test can continue. Hello, I'm just pointing out that some of the malware that are PowerShell is not executing in PowerShell, so I'm just doing it manually. For this test I'll need to do the same for Comodo. See that they keep opening up a notepad where I said they must open up with PowerShell, but it's fine, it's only a couple of them. So I'm just manually running these in PowerShell. I'll do the same for Comodo as well. Okay guys, I'm just pointing out that I'm resetting the container for Comodo during this test. For now it's just consuming a lot of resources and the machine is just getting a lot slower than what it was, so I'm just purely doing it for a speed purpose. There was a bunch of malware running here in containment. It's just using a lot of resources, so I did the reset. The scan is still running, the execution is still running. Okay, so we're back. Comodo is done with the malware execution. As you guys can see, there's a bunch of things running in memory. Well, actually not that many, but there's maybe 10 or less. So I've seen that pair VPN, according to 9 vendors, are malware. So it's ESET, Fortinet, McAfee, and Viper. That's it. The rest of the other people say it's, or vendors say it's not malware, and also according to Comodo it is trusted. So it might just be a PUA or something. They say Trojan, but according to Comodo it is trusted. So yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. Only 9 vendors say it is malware. The others say it's fine. But nonetheless, I'm just gonna finish up closing these last messages. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a full scan with Comodo, because Bitdefender, it only has one scan function, and it's gonna be a full scan as well. So I want to keep it as fair as possible. So I'm gonna do a full scan with Comodo now. Bitdefender is still executing malware, still giving us pop-ups. This malware here is a picture editor. It was only able to open up the Comodo picture, and according to Virus Total, it is malware. It was in here somewhere. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Okay, so it's not showing. I think this program might have ended in the background, but it's fine. That was malware. It was able to install. Let me do the full scans of Comodo, continue the message pop-ups of Bitdefender, and I'll show you guys the results. Okay, so Comodo is done with the pop-ups. Let's just look at the VT root folder before I clear out the containment. So VT, oops, no, that's not what we want. VT root. So users, only that. App data. There's not much that's been modified. I think the majority of malware is just not active at all. So there's not much. Okay, I'm gonna clean out the container, and then I'm gonna start the full scan. Okay, so container has been reset. Just do it again. Containers reset. Okay, so that number would start decreasing slowly. I'm gonna now start the full scan. Comodo checks for updates in any case before it does the full scan, so let's just do it manually. Okay, there is a signature update. So the malware that is left is 892. So it did obviously quarantine a lot of it. I think the full scan is still going to pick up malware in this folder when it scans it, but that's fine. We'll quarantine the malware. Bitdefender is still busy here. I'm actually quite surprised that Comodo is finished before Bitdefender, to be honest. I'm just gonna do a quick rating scan as well. Okay, looks like Comodo is up to date. Let's start the full scan as well. Okay, full scan, there she goes. Okay, I'm gonna let these scans run. When they are done, I'll show you guys the results. I think Bitdefender is not too far off, because Bitdefender is moving pretty quickly. As you guys can see, it does go fairly quick, so I think it's very close to done, and then I'll show you guys the results. Bitdefender is done with the malware execution. As you guys can see, it's blocked a lot of stuff here. It did do an update, I think it was 10 minutes ago. Yeah, so it did an update, yeah, so it's basically 10 minutes ago. So I'm gonna start with the scan now. Comodo's already scanning and it's submitting files, so I'm letting it submit so that Comodo can get signatures for these files. But Comodo's already running its full scan. Now Bitdefender is starting its scan, so as soon as anything interesting happens I'll let you guys know, but otherwise I'm just going to wait for these two to finish their scans. And Comodo is done with the full scan, so it only managed to find 19 threats. So I'm going to quarantine them. So it's asking us to restart the machine. I don't think I'm going to restart it. I'm just going to do another scan of the malware itself. Yeah, see, Comodo wants to restart. Okay, let me just do the scan. I'll restart Comodo. As the scan's already done, then I'll start with the third-party opinion scans. Bitdefender is still scanning, only on 63%. It's finding malware, but obviously the malware on the desktop. And then I'll show you guys the results. Hello, and we're back. So you guys will notice on the Bitdefender things are looking a bit weird. Seems like there is a graphics problem, maybe a driver crashed or something, I'm not sure. So it's gonna make it difficult for me to show you guys the results. Luckily MCSoft is keeping the results. So let's jump over to Comodo with MCSoft. So I've looked arranged it via location, so you guys would see if there was malware outside the desktop malware samples folder and I change the location, it will be shown, but nonetheless we'll quickly go through it. So way at the bottom, we'll just quickly go through it. You guys will see that the location does not change. Okay, so there's no other malware. It's only picking up malware within the desktop folder. So if we go way at the top, way at the bottom, desktop, and it ends with desktop. Okay, so that's MCSoft. Did not find any malware outside the malware sample folder. Let's just close that. With Malwarebytes, arranging it by location as well. So first malware you guys would see is malware samples extracted, so it will go all the way to desktop, desktop, and the last malware is malware is way at the bottom, also ends with desktop, and as you guys can see it starts with desktop. So also no other malware. We can close that. Norton Power Razor says it's clean, but obviously we know there's malware on the desktop. Hitman Pro, we'll go through. Malware samples extracted. So as you guys can see, the location is not changing as of yet, so that's the key thing to look for. I'm trying to keep my eyes open the whole time, even though they're burning. Trying to see if the location is not changing. So far it's not. There should be at least one, which will be the cookie that Hitman Pro always finds. Okay, yeah, so there was the... Oops, I think I went past it. Yeah, so there's the cookie, so that location changed. Okay guys, so nothing outside that, so that's good. Okay, so I think Comodo did really well in this test. We ran Malwarebytes, we ran Hitman Pro, Norton Power and MCSoft. Not one of them was able to find malware outside this folder, so I think Comodo did really well. For Bitdefender, I think Bitdefender also did really well, but also a little bit of mixed results. As you guys can see, something with the graphics is not right. There's something wrong here. Before the graphics went haywire, I know this thing running here is active malware, as well as this said it was a Blizzard Battle.net something, and it was also consuming high levels of CPU. So I know this one and that one was active malware. I think that one might also be, judging by that icon. The rest I think seems normal. Maybe that one as well, I'm not sure. But let me show you MCSoft, the one that we can at least read. So if we change it via location, which I've mentioned before, you'll see that the location will change. So MCSoft only found one malware on the desktop. Yeah, it's not even displaying the shortcut, but that's fine. So desktop, and all of the 109 malware that was found was in the temporary files. So you guys will see under temporary it found a lot of malware. Okay, so MCSoft found a lot of malware there. The same was for Hitman Pro, and also it's not minimizing. I'm just gonna move it out of the way. Norton Power Razor was stuck on 75%. You guys will see earlier in the video it was on 75. It's still stuck on 75. So, and you can see it's like things are not really responding. Malwarebytes is also stuck on just checking for updates, so that's also not good. Bitdefender itself is not responding as well. So I know this window here is Bitdefender, so this is the Bitdefender window, so it's not responding. As you can see, Process Explorer, also the icons look weird, but that's the one malware that I was talking about. There's the Blizzard Battle.net one, this one here. Let's maybe see if we can check virus total. Let's see if Edge opens up. But I know that one was malware, and I think these icons here are also malware. But as far as I know, I think there was only 4 or so malware running in memory. But to be fair, I did restart the Comodo machine because it wanted to do so. I have not restarted the Bitdefender machine. But also with Hitman Pro, there were files also found in the temporary file, also under app data, and there was one program that installed that it was not happy about, which is this Chinese app thing here. As you guys can see, this little mountain with the cloud, there's Japanese writing. So this is an app that's successfully installed, and I know Hitman Pro complained about this app. Doesn't seem like MCsoft complained about it, but Hitman Pro did complain. So I'm just pointing this out to you guys, and as you can see, things are really not good. So maybe for argument's sake, I'm just going to restart this VM maybe. So as you guys can see, things are not really good. So this Chinese app here, so if we open it up, it's like a picture editor or something. So it's looking for pictures that you can edit. So the icons, so I'm just gonna take that picture. So it seems like you can edit or play with the picture. I'm not sure. That's the Bitdefender one. But yeah, so this is some Chinese thingy that installed. So I'm just gonna restart Bitdefender again for those of you who would like that. So I'm gonna restart the Bitdefender. Give it a chance to come up. I'm not gonna, I might do one third-party opinion scan for the sake of it, but the scans are, or the test is running as long as it is already. So I'm gonna quickly restart it. Let me just type here shutdown. Let's hope that works. Hopefully, but otherwise I think Bitdefender did really well, considering a lot of this malware that I tested was also the similar malware that I tested with other products which were paid versions. And yeah, so at least with Bitdefender, which is the free version, I think it did really well. But in my opinion, Comodo definitely did better, because we don't have graphic glitches. None of the these four third-party opinion scanners we ran, any malware was found. Comodo did not find any malware, so I think Comodo did really well and definitely win between the two of them. But I still think Bitdefender did really well. Okay, I'm battling to. Oh, there we go. It's taking forever. I even type in the cmd command to restart it. Okay, guys, so Bitdefender is restarting. As soon as it's back up, I'll quickly check if there's any malware activity. And we're back. So the Bitdefender VM is still starting up. We have this please wait installing software, so I'm not sure if that's something I need to worry about, but we'll see now. The Chinese thing opened up again. I'm just waiting for Bitdefender to start up. Oh, I think I did not show Comodo's documents. Downloads folder is intact. Our documents are intact. Our pictures are intact. I can see them. They look good. If you look directly under the profile, no funniness. That is one of my third-party opinion scanners, which is eScan, so that's not malware. Yeah, so Bitdefender's Comodo is definitely clean. Bitdefender has not started up as yet, so I'm still waiting. While we wait, let's maybe see if we can access the docs. I must say it's feeling a bit slow. It's definitely a bit of a lag. Let's look at Process Explorer if there's maybe something running in the processes or memory. Okay, downloads. Our documents seems intact, that's good. Our pictures seems good, that's good to see. So there's still 284 malware samples, or executable malware in that folder. Bitdefender is not starting up as yet. And let's maybe look at the other folder locations. Yeah, there's definitely a performance impact here. Okay, these folders are not the same as on the Comodo machine. I don't know what that is. As you can see, the Comodo machine navigates a lot quicker. So the machines are exactly the same. So as you guys can see, there's a bunch of randomness in here. That's definitely due to one of the malware. So there's all these two folders. Yeah, also definitely a couple of random stuff. Let's look under app data. Sorry, I think I was stupid there. Let's try again. I think I might have spelled it incorrectly. Okay, let's have a look see at local. Local. I don't know what the spoon is, so it's a sandbox. Don't know what that is. Okay, so as you guys can see, Bitdefender hasn't started up. Let's just see if we can manually open it. Okay, let's have a look at the memory. Okay, so there's the Tino share, but only 3, so it might just be a POA or maybe a false positive. Yeah, so there's 2 active malware running here, and that's after we restarted. So let's quickly check what Virus Turtle has to say. Yeah, so that's a bit of a problem. 2 active malware running. Let's have a look at Comodo. Bitdefender's not opening up. That's not good. Not good at all. Okay, so while we wait for Bitdefender again. Okay, so nothing under Comodo yet. Nope, not according to Virus Turtle. And also you can see the machine is quite fast compared to the other one. No funny folders. Bitdefender, we had a bunch of funny folders. Let's just check. The HTML.exe is under app data roaming, and that one is also under app data roaming. just check file location. So funny enough is Bitdefender actually marks it as malware. That's funny, but yet again Bitdefender's not picking it up, neither did it in the full scan, so that's strange. Bitdefender is aware of it. Not even Comodo is aware of it, and Comodo's auto containment seems to have blocked it. MCSoft knows about it, ESET knows about it, McAfee knows about it, Semantic, Zonalon, and this one also Bitdefender is aware of it. Okay, that's very strange. Okay, as you guys can see, Bitdefender is not opening. Let's try again. So let's maybe see if we can do a quick scan with Malwarebytes for the, because I'm a bit curious now. But yeah, so there's those two malware are running, plus maybe a false positive. I'm not sure about the DinoShare. Yeah, so that's also under roaming, DinoShare configs. Yeah, Malwarebytes taking forever. But yeah, as you guys saw, MCSoft complained about a lot of temp files. Hitman Pro had a couple of things, but obviously I can't show you guys that, but it was temp app data roaming, I think directly on the C drive or something. Let me just see if I can't manually find it. Sorry guys, I'm going here off on a rant. I think it was under program files which I saw something. Oh yeah, as you can see that this file path here is extremely weird. Setup alt data.exe, so that's definitely something not kosher. There's the DinoShare, there's the, oh, I think it was this one, X new look. Yes, yeah, it's the Chinese program, yeah, so it was this one. I remember the X. So the Chinese thingy installed on the program files, and that definitely is not kosher. Program files, everything seems okay here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna conclude this test. But if Malwarebytes taking forever to open, so if it takes this long to open, the scan is gonna take even longer. So let me know what you guys thought. For me, between the two, Comodo is the clear winner. Bitdefender did really well considering it's a free antivirus. It did really well, and we were testing high volume malware. But yeah, Comodo is the clear winner between the two. 1652 malware was executed, and I think just somewhere along the line a couple of them might have slipped through, but as you guys can see, we definitely have two active processes running. Bitdefender's not even opening up anymore, it's not even launching, and before we did the restart, the graphics was all weird. Malwarebytes was stuck, MPU was stuck on 75%. MCSoft found malware as well as Hitman Pro. So let me know what you guys thought. If there's any other tests that you guys want us to do, if you guys have any comments regarding this video or anything that you may be unsure about, leave them down in the comments. We'll have a look at them, reply as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching and all the patience. Until next time, see you soon.